The Cotopaxi Allpa 42 is a 42-liter travel backpack geared towards one-bag travel, and you can fit a ton of stuff inside, and there's some interesting organization as well. I'm Tom, the founder of Pack Hacker, where we use our expertise and real-world experience to provide practical resources and honest opinions, guiding you towards smarter travel. So if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Mark, our video editor, and I have been testing this for the last month in Michigan, Minnesota, and Kentucky. So we definitely have a lot of usage and opinions with this bag. Let's dive into every single little detail now, and head over to the link in the description below to see all the technical details as well as the best buying options for this bag too. Let's jump into the review. If you've seen either the 35-liter or the 28-liter Cotopaxi Allpa, the overall aesthetic is very similar. And we did do a full review on the 35, I think maybe a year or two ago, so make sure to check that out if you're considering that size as well. The 1000D TPU-coated polyester on the backside really gives it that Cotopaxi look. It's a weather-resistant material that is quite grippy, and that can be a good and a bad thing. It's good because it kind of stays in place when you set it down, but it can be bad if you're trying to jam this in the overhead compartment or slide it under the seat of an airplane. It can kind of get caught and be a little bit grippy on those surfaces. And because this bag is a little bit larger at 42 liters, there are more problems fitting it into smaller spaces when compared with the smaller 35 and 28 liter versions. As an FYI, this material is durable and weather resistant. However, it does mark up quite easily. So after a month, you can see that we have some permanent marks that have developed on the bag. And of course, it wouldn't be a Cotopaxi product without the llama logo on it. So we like the shinier llama here on the more subdued matte black TPU. On a side note, Cotopaxi picked a llama for their logo because they're happy, versatile, outdoor focused, and llamas seem to make people smile. So it's quite a simple reason, and it's good enough for us. At the time of this review, the Allpa 42 comes in two different colors. We have the black version here, and then they also have an indigo, which is a more colorful version. Definitely a lot of colors going on. Cotopaxi loves mixing up their colorways, and you can see on other products we've reviewed and tested, like the Tekka Windbreaker and the Cotopaxi Batak Packable Day Pack. A lot of them are very unique, and they have some great color options available. We polled our Instagram audience on the overall look of this bag, and here are the results. Follow at Pack Hacker on Instagram if you want to be involved in future polls. Wrapping up with the rest of the materials on the bag, they are as follows. We have 840D ballistic nylon on the other areas of this bag that are not the TPU coated polyester. So this is a durable and rugged nylon with some great flexibility for the bag. We have durable and chunky YKK zippers, some of the best out there. And then we have Duraflex buckles on the hardware, like the sternum strap clips and the clips that attach the shoulder straps to the bag. The harness system on this bag is a solid one. Starting with the straps, they have some really spongy and cushy foam. This makes the bag really comfortable to wear. The top of the straps offer load lifters, which is great for a bag of this size, so you can kind of pull that pack a little bit closer to your upper back. It makes it a little bit more balanced to carry when adjusting it with the straps and the hip belt. These load lifters also have a fabric sleeve on the front, so you can stuff the excess strap inside of, just to keep a little bit of a cleaner look, and we like that little touch. The sternum strap is nice and adjustable as well. It just slides along this small rail and then curves based on the design of the shoulder straps. Moving down the straps, we have Duraflex buckles that allow you to clip and unclip these shoulder straps from the bag and stow them easily away. We like that the bag offers this option, especially if you want to check the bag or just get rid of extra dangling straps while you're carrying it in either duffel mode or by the handles. Hidden behind the back panel, there's also space for a hip belt. We're really glad Cotopaxi included this for a bag of 42 liters. It's pretty much mandatory, at least we think, on bags over 35 liters. One of the biggest complaints and cons is that with the 35 liter Allpa, the hip belt is not adjustable at all, or removable. So in the 42 liter version, it's actually removable and adjustable height-wise with Velcro. So we like that you can kind of fit this to your body type. It accommodates longer torsos much better than the 35 liter version does. And just on this point in general, we love that Cotopaxi is listening to reviews like ours and customers and constantly improving their products to make a better experience overall. Wrapping up with the back panel, we have a decently stiff frame sheet that gives the bag a little bit of structure. this breathable padded mesh on the back as well to help avoid sweaty back as much as possible, although with backpacks, it's pretty much unavoidable. All in all, the harness system on the Allpa 42 is solid, adjustable, and comfortable. We really like it for a travel bag of this size. There is one handle on each of the 4 sides of this bag. The 2 on the sides have this nylon webbing-like material. The 2 on the top and bottom have a little bit of padding for a little bit more of a comfortable grab. No matter which handle you grab, the weight on this bag seems to stay pretty centered and evenly distributed. There's one water bottle pocket on the wearer's right-hand side. This is great to have, but it is not super stretchy and it is not very large, so it's optimal for smaller water bottles. On the outside, you'll see a bunch of lash loops as well. These are really handy for attaching carabiners or additional accessories onto the bag. We like that the functionality is here without making the bag look too much like an outdoors or hiking backpack. We did try this bag out in messenger mode as well, which you can basically just attach a strap to these lash points on the outside. And we like it a little bit. It is really bulky to wear as like a duffel or a crossbody on your body. However, we have found the experience to be a little bit better on the Allpa 42 compared to other bags of this size that try to do the same thing. Lastly, there are some theft deterrent zipper loops on the outside of this bag as well, which are nice if you want to keep your bag secure. However, oftentimes we find ourselves just not quite zipping the bag up fully, since that loop can get in the way, and it does take a while to weave the zipper in and out. So yeah, really handy feature if you're concerned about security. Otherwise, it's a bit cumbersome. Kicking it off with the top pocket of the bag, it's actually quite large and goes about 1/3 down the front of the pack. We've been using this pocket to stuff in toiletries, tech gear, and anything that we need quick access to while we've been using the bag in transit. Additionally, there's a bit of organization inside of here as well. So on the top flap, there are 3 equally sized liner pockets with a bit of elastic at the top to hold items inside. There's a zippered mesh pocket in the back that reveals 2 more liner pockets. One covers 2/3 the width of the pocket, the other 1/3. There's also a simple but robust key clip if you want to attach keys as well. Overall, we dig this pocket and think it offers an ample size, as well as some great organization going on as well. Next up, we have the laptop compartment on the wearer's right side. We like this pocket a bit more than the 35-liter version. On the 35-liter bag, we had trouble even putting a MacBook Pro 15-inch inside without a case on. It was a really snug fit. And the 42-liter version, this compartment is way bigger. We like that this sleeve is smartly positioned towards the center of the bag as well, which protects it from unexpected drops. Next up, there's another liner pocket with a little bit of elasticity at the top to hold tech accessories or a computer charger. Now, this is a horizontal pocket in a vertical bag. We kind of wish there was a zipper there, because without that, things can kind of get jostled around and fall out inside of the main compartment of that laptop pocket. On the opposite side of the bag to the laptop compartment, there is another similar zipper that opens up into the main compartment of the bag. We really dig that we're able to access the bag without fully opening the clamshell and the mesh, which we'll get to in a second. However, we often found ourselves confused as to which side was the laptop and which side was the access to the main compartment. So just note that and kind of create a mental model in your head if you do end up picking up this bag. Moving on to the main compartment, it opens up fully clamshell suitcase style. On the right side, closer to the wearer's back, we pretty much have a giant bucket with this mesh compartmentalization. To note, this is the compartment that's accessible from that back zipper that's opposite of the laptop compartment. We love the size of this compartment, and it offers ample space for packing cubes. You can kind of cube it out and organize it however you see fit. You could also put a bunch of clothes just free floating in here, but we generally prefer packing cubes. Make sure to go check out our packing cubes guide if you want to learn more. We also like the small zippered pocket on the interior of the main bucket. It's a nice place to put valuable items. And the left side of this clamshell is where the bag gets interesting. Cotopaxi didn't really opt for just a giant bucket on this side. There's some clever organization going on. And it almost feels like there is a built-in packing cube here, which is nice to just put in clothes and anything else. Of course, you could put packing cubes inside of here as well if you want to have additional compartmentalization. On the top flap of this packing cube-like pocket, there is another mesh pocket as well, great for flatter items. There's a shallow mesh pocket on the top where we've been storing the messenger strap when we're not using it, as well as the rain cover. With this setup, it can be tempting to overpack each side, and since the mesh on the top is a little bit stretchy, you can get into a position where you've overpacked both sides and you can't close the main clamshell. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but a good thing to be aware of. If you're fully packing each side, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble closing the main clamshell. As mentioned earlier, Mark and I have been testing the Cotopaxi Allpa 42 in Minnesota, Michigan, and Kentucky over the past month. Generally, we like the improvements we've seen on the 42-liter version compared to the 35-liter version, like the adjustable hip belt and the improved harness system. We do have some qualms with the size of the bag and how it packs out though. It can start to feel bulky really quickly. There's kind of a lot of fabric and points going on that can make some parts of the bag stick out and others not. We typically prefer, with bags over 40 liters, to have a little bit of structure to them. At one point, I had this bag fully jammed out on a flight to Minnesota, and I had a piece up here, like a little bit of a tech pouch. There was a lot going on inside of here, and this was sticking out a little bit, and it actually made it hard to shove in the overhead bin. If I would have spent a little bit more time making sure everything was completely flat, that would have been easier. But with a more padded and structured bag, there's no way that happens because the bag holds its shape no matter what you put inside. So to wrap this thing up with some pros and cons, there is a great removable and height adjustable hip belt to accommodate different body types. Overall, the harness system is comfortable, even with a bag of this large size that you can really load up. There's useful internal organization. Cotopaxi didn't go for a standard 2 giant buckets on each side of the clamshell, and we like that. On to some of the cons. The bag can get bulky quickly and can lose its shape based on how you pack it out. The lockable zipper features end up getting in the way more often than they're helpful, at least in our testing. The internal mesh dividers stretch and don't compress. This can make the clamshell hard to close depending on how you've packed it. We dig this next iteration of the Allpa pack compared to the 35-liter review we did a while back. Cotopaxi seems to be listening to their customers, and we like the improved features like the larger size laptop compartment and adjustable hip belt. However, the size of this bag with the overall design can make it bulky to use and a bit cumbersome if you're not very strategic with every aspect of your packing. Overall, this is a solid addition to the Cotopaxi bag line and really rounds out the choices between the 28-liter, 35-liter, and now the 42-liter bag. So there you have it, our review of the Cotopaxi Allpa 42. We would love to hear what you think of this bag in the comments below, so be sure to let us know. And as always, thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.